We had a pope, folks. We had a pope. They just named a new pope, and he's from America, folks. And let me tell you about it. They say he got a little blackness in him, a little African in him. One drop. And you know, when in America, one drop of African in your blood means you're black. But around the world, that don't mean that. And that's what the Pope is. It's a worldwide thing. So is this man a black man? You think when he walked down the street, the police is pulling him over? And I don't mean to be disrespectful, but there's a lot of people proud of that, and you should be proud of that. But just like when Meghan Markle married Harry, the redhead, the ginger man, a lot of black women was proud of that, happy with that. And I didn't understand why, because do you know what the royal family has done to black people throughout the history? Okay, yeah, you could sit there and say they haven't done it in a while, but they still living off of that money. They're still living off their interests. You understand that? You understand what I'm saying, Dr. Deshay?
Absolutely. And I understand definitely what you're talking about, because I was one of the ones proud of Meghan Markle, and I was very proud of. But I do agree with you that the royal family is living off of exploitation and racism of the third world. There's no question. When the British Empire, they exploited people everywhere.
And the Catholic Church is number one people behind it. So y'all want to feel good about this new pope? That's fine. I get it. But I'm the type of person that look at the situation and then go, it's not like I don't have a forgiving heart. But what I look at is the situation and go, they really ain't changed nothing. Because if you think about it, they took this one new pope, and he's light as can be, Mariah Carey light, nothing wrong with that. Got a drop, but he don't carry himself like a black man. But did you see how they treated those African people in the congregation at the funeral? Did you see how them dark, the ones who's dark like this? Did you see how those Africans got treated? Why we never had an African pope? Those Africans is over there, they are the most committed to this religion.
Especially African Catholics are very hopeful. And if you do look at his background in Peru, where he, as a young priest, and all the wonderful things he done with the poor, and that's really admirable, because we as black people, we are concerned about poor people, not only poor black people, but poor white people. And that was something I always tell young black men, because Barack Obama didn't do nothing for us. I said, yes, he did. He put in programs to help the poor, and that would help the poor, help black people poor and white people poor. So that's what he did in Peru. He was helping the poor. And that's one reason I liked Meghan Markle, because she could have stayed in Hollywood and did the parties and wine and drinking and eating, but she went to Africa and worked in poor communities. And that thing, I think, was why Harriet liked her, because this woman had a heart for the dispossessed and the marginalized. So I'm hoping that the Pope does begin to do the same thing Francis did, and that is to provide for the poor and the marginalized and the people who are oppressed in this country.
All the Catholic Church is, they just good cop, bad cop. Okay, the rich man is the bad cop, and the Catholic come in as a good cop. And so what they do is the rich evil man will come in there and slaughter the whole village, take all the resources, and then send in the church people to come in there and shake a few hands, kiss a few babies and shit. And people feel good about that. They just be good cop, bad copping us. And they've been using this game plan ever since religion has been created. I feel nothing. And let me tell y'all something, folks. I'm glad a lot of people have God in their life. I'm glad a lot of people believe in religion. I love it. We need that, because some people need that. But I deal with reality. I don't let these rich, evil people, you guys know me for the longest. I do not like rich, evil people. I don't care what color they are, because they're just slick. They slick. Who you think control the Catholic Church? The rich. Yes, they helping a few people, and they make some people feel good, like when Princess Diana used to go and shake all the little African babies' hands and hug all the little African babies and stuff like that. She had a good heart. I don't believe the people in the church and the religious is evil. I'm talking about on an individual basis, but I'm talking about the whole thing as I don't want to call it a conglomerate, but you seen Godfather 3. Y'all seen Godfather 3. You seen that Godfather 3 when he was sitting there with the mafia dude, and then all of a sudden he pulled that cigarette out. He was making deals with the mafia. Y'all remember that in Godfather 3? And that happened the last time, because it was the only time I think 2 popes got killed in a year. So the Godfather 3 was based on that. And it's trying to show you the behind the scenes what the Catholic Church is really about. But let's just be honest, folks. You know what I'm saying, Dr. Duche? You
Yeah,
know I'm
I do
cynical.
agree with you, Sai. The church has been involved in the oppression of people, poor people, black people, white people. Because if you look back in the ancient history of the Catholic Church, had slaves. They had tremendous amount of property in Europe. They had manors where they had peasants working for them. And in the Americas, the Catholic Church had slaves because there was Notre Dame. The church there, Notre Dame had owned slaves. They sold some of their slaves to help build their church there. So yeah, the church it doesn't have clean hands. I agree with you there. And looking at Pope Leo the 14th, yes, I believe that I believe in my heart, why he was selected, they knew in advance that he had black people's blood in him because before they even, everybody who was considered like the president, they do background investigations. So they have to find out who this guy is. They don't want nothing make this guy Pope or something ugly come up. So they had already did a background investigation. So I think that helped him out.
Yeah, of course, that's what they do, especially when they was taking all that heat for the way they was treating the Africans. But that's what they do. They put little sugar on little things, little salt, not salt. They just smooth it out and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it's like Karl Marx. I believe it was Karl Marx who said, religion is the opium for the people. Because that's all it is, folks. It's just a form of drugs. It's a spiritual drug. And it keep a lot of people high. You keep a lot of people from attacking those rich and evil people. It's no different than alcohol. One thing I like about the rich, boy, they sure know how to create things to pacify the people. They created racism to create division. They can get over on you, folks. And until next week, y'all take care now.